My name is Daphne Bangarel. Good evening and welcome. I actually have the privilege, and when I say that, like, I mean it. I have the privilege of working with small businesses here in San Diego, but across the region. ADP is a proud sponsor tonight, and to partner with Startup San Diego in bringing together people who are building, growing, and supporting our local business community. At ADP, we work with businesses of all sizes, truly, but small businesses do hold a special place for us. We know that when you run a small business, you're not just wearing one hat. You're the owner, the strategist, the problem solver, and very often the HR specialist. You're focused on your customers, your employees, and your bottom line, and often all at the same time. So we help small business owners focus on the parts of the business that they're good at, and you let us focus on the parts of the business that we're good at. But more than that, it's so you can focus truly on everything that includes payroll, HR, compliance, benefits, and everything in between. We also know that today's business environment isn't getting any simpler. Regulations change, workforce expectations have evolved, and finding and retaining great talent is more competitive than ever. That's why ADP continues to invest in tools, technology, and expertise designed specifically for small businesses, so you don't have to navigate those challenges alone. This event is about connection. It's about learning from one another, sharing experiences, and strengthening relationships that make our local business community so strong. We are proud to sponsor events like this, where businesses and startup founders can come together, collaborate, and grow. I truly hope that we all get a chance to meet each other tonight. I have two really awesome reps here with me as well. They can seriously talk to a rock. So if you're into some yappers, head over to the ADP booth. And we would love to get connected and just see where we can be plugged in your business. So have a great night tonight, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, and next up, our hosts. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Austin from Kiln, Austin Carter. Thank you for having us. I know we come in, we're crazy, we shoot from the hip, but you're so great about all of it. Organized and calm, we love it. Thanks.
So first things first, if you're on the fringes and you can hear me, the apartment, the room right over there is secondary viewing. We've set it up so that you should be able to see everything that's happening in here. If you can't see currently, then give us 5 minutes and we'll get it fixed, but you will be able to see everything that's happening here because we have handy-dandy cams. So if you don't want to stand up and be on the fringes, the pink room over here, the apartment right over there, you can go have a seat, have another place to kind of view everything that's happening. First things first, this is like my favorite thing. We've done this a couple times now, so hopefully we get to do it a little bit more. Welcome to Kiln. How many of you, this is your first time here?
Wow.
That means I got a lot more work cut out for me. It's exciting. Well, welcome to Kiln. As you've noticed, we do flexible offices, we do co-working, we do events, we do meetings, and ultimately we want to just be a great hub for community, and so to do that, we've been fortunate enough to work with great partners. For the folks who have been here before, y'all know me. The thing that I like to say is the easiest thing that we can do is just open the doors and make it easy to walk through, right? And so we opened back in May. We're the 18th kiln. We're up to 22 kilns now across the Mountain West and West. So whether you're in Vegas or if you're in Phoenix or if you're in our hub in Salt Lake City or Portland, Dallas coming up soon, Seattle soon enough, just recently announced Manhattan Beach soon enough, you're going to be not that far, from a kiln. And so, as you see, design is our thing. We want it to be really comfortable. We want it to be a place you want to work, that you can get the most kind of productivity and performance out of your time here because, like Daphne said, you have other things to focus on, so let us focus on the things that are, that we're really good at, and so let us take care of the stuff that's a pain to deal with, so that you can just worry about building your business, building your product, building your brand, doing the fun stuff we all love to do. We've done this Startup San Diego a couple times. They've been a fantastic partner to us. So always, what I also like to say is I'm here to make friends. If you have an idea, if you have a community, if you have a thing that you've got an idea that you want to kind of get together and bring a way to bring people together, we have this beautiful space here. It's 40,000 square feet, and I'm always about just like, hey, let's talk about it. Let's have any conversation. Let's see if we can find a way to get you in the door. One of the things that we're going to be doing, as you've seen, we're partnering with Techstars, we're offering we've got some offices for a first place for them. Something you're going to see from us coming up after this, with the follow-up that comes, is we want to put our money where our mouth is in a real way, and so we're going to be giving away a 6-person house, about $25,000 worth of value, for just telling us your story and telling us why you want to be here, why you want to be Kiln Rancho Bernardo, and why you think this is a great place to kind of build the next step. So, we're really excited to continue being a part of this community, continue contributing where we can, and thank you all for coming tonight. Please come back anytime. There's QR codes over here. Grab a tour, book a day pass, and come hang with us when it's not so great.
Thank you. Okay. This is our lineup of people who are having extra tables outside, so you can go check them out after. What? Our Lightning Talk partners. I lied, they're Lightning Talk partners. I thought that the headshots in the beginning were the Lightning Talk partners, but we have a second slide. They're here. These are the resources that we're highlighting tonight. They're an important part of the ecosystem. You'll hear from each of them. If you haven't marked your calendars, we have 3 more First Mondays. That's our quarterly event. And then the next one is at Click Up, downtown San Diego on May 4th. We are still talking to who our partners are going to be in August. And then we have our end of the year, it's a tradition now at Cooley for our holiday and last quarterly meeting. And then our start of the week is November 2nd to the 6th. So stay tuned for that. Our last Friday's co-working days happen every month. The best way to take advantage of all of this is to be a member, support us. It's for $365 a year. You get like $1,000 worth of value. New tonight, we started one-on-one mentoring, and it's the hour before our first Mondays. So are any of the mentors in the room? I just want to give a huge shout out. Thank you, Payne. Anyway. So very valuable, very cool way to get plugged in and get the help that you need, okay? And this is what I was talking about, back to the membership. QR code here, there's QR codes all around. Tonight's a great night, the prices will go up after tonight. Just a modest amount, but still, it's a great way to stay connected all year round. Okay? And I keep mentioning sponsors. We can't do it without our sponsors. And in the sponsors in the room, I see Pillsbury Law, our pro bono attorneys back there. Hi. Any other in the crowd? Okay. Anyway, we do it with our partners, and that's how we're able to provide all the resources to you. And we went through that. Stay connected. We've got a great following on LinkedIn. And it's okay, so now I'm going to introduce, the other way we do it with our, in addition to our sponsors, is our volunteer board of directors. They're a really smart, great group of people. It's a combination of educators, economic development folks, private sector people, and they're all here because they're passionate about supporting the ecosystem. Tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce our new chair of the board, David Sheikhi from JP Morgan. Private banking, and come on out, David.
Renée. David Lowski, JP Morgan Private Bank, the new incoming chair, which actually means I get to help founders and the founder ecosystem. I want to give a big round of applause and a shout out to the fellow board members that are coming on. Jen Patel, she's on the board, but she's now the secretary, so a big round of applause for her. Cathy Pucher, is Cathy in the room or around? We can see her. She's the outgoing chair, did a tremendous amount for the organization, huge support in the ecosystem, San Diego State anchor, and we're very happy to have her continue her involvement as a emeritus position. Shirley Yeager is a pillar in the kind of the founder corporate community, startup side of things. Great knowledge. We're happy to have her on the governance side, kind of keep the wheels and the trains running on time. Maisha Cobbs and the treasurer. She's fantastic. She's the board member. She's now the treasurer. And myself, and then Eric Weiss, who we'll kind of lead into after this, but he's a fantastic community builder and supporter of the ecosystem. Really, our job as Startup San Diego is to support all the founders out there. And so we're going to bring in more kind of how can we get the voice of the founder, how can we get more founder focused, how can we get more feedback from what's going on here. We're huge supporters of it. We just want to enable that. So Eric Weiss, who's on the board with me, he's vice chair. He has a survey. He wants to be, get feedback from you. So this will be all valuable stuff. If anybody wants to be a founder and wants to have a voice on, on our advisory board, please reach out to me. We can chat about that. But Eric, I want to pass it off to you, and you can talk about the survey and all the great work you're doing. So thank you in advance, and thank you everyone for coming.
Welcome to our chair, everybody. I'm Eric Weiss. I haven't met you already. I'm an executive coach for Chaos to Clarity. I work with growth and scale stage tech startups and help them get out of their own way, grow, raise some money, get acquired, and reinvest in the flywheel of the ecosystem. So I've been involved in Startup San Diego since pretty much the beginning, going back to the old. Who is like an OG here? Who like went to the old startup? Of course, Ryan, the OG of OGs. Anybody else here was like early days downtown, going to the startup crawls and everything? I see one hand like sneaking. Oh, ping. Okay, Eric. All right, they're basically the board at this point. But anyway, so this is an organization that has been supporting this ecosystem, trying to turn San Diego into the best place to raise a startup for many, many years now, and that's only possible with your input and your support. Next slide, whoever. Oh, you got it. Okay, so it's only possible if we have your support, right? So we are a group of folks, various industries and so on, that try to get together to put on these amazing events and find great content, panels, and everything like that. But like, we don't know who you are. What kind of businesses are you in? What stage of company are you in? What kind of challenges or support do you need? And so it's very important that we get your feedback. So what I would like everybody to do is to scan this QR code right here and this is our annual engagement survey, right? This is for us to try to understand who's in our audience, what your needs are, and what we can do, but also what our partners in the ecosystem can do to better support you and help you be successful in your startup. So I want to see a sea, like, imagine this is like a Taylor Swift concert. I want to see a sea of phones out there scanning this QR code.
This looks like a Taylor crowd.
I know, it does. It does. By the way, yeah, my co-MC, Ryan Kuder. Is anybody here at the pitch competition at Startup Week last year? Just a couple. Who are you guys? This is like a totally new crowd. This is cool. All right. Okay, so while y'all are scanning this, also we are going to be doing like lightning podcast recordings right out there in the corner by the window. So basically, just if you want to come and just get a little, quick shout out onto our social media, who you are, what your startup is, what you're working on, but then also what your needs or the value that you get from Startup San Diego in the community. We want to talk to you, so come out there after this whole thing is done. Don't run away just yet. Lock the door. And if you see a crowd over there, just come and like write down your name and email address. We'll follow up because we're also going to be doing one-on-one interviews with folks to try to get as much feedback as we can, and again make this the best ecosystem possible. Okay, so without further ado, a little more ado, I guess. I want to introduce my past co-MC, but the solo is going to be hanging on his own tonight. Ryan Kuder, the founder of Founders & Co., and probably the best new networking group for founders in San Diego, and he'll obviously introduce that, but also obviously been on the Startup San Diego board for a really long time, the past managing director of Techstars, the CV goes on and on, but that being said, all-around amazing guy. Give it up for Ryan Kuder, everybody.
Thank you. First of all, you guys, I'm so stoked to be here. Like, there's a couple things that I love more than anything in the world. One of them is startups and people who build awesome stuff. And the second one is San Diego. I get both of those here tonight. I'm Ryan. I'm going to be your MC for tonight. My job is to guide you through an overview of a whole bunch of really, really amazing resources for founders that we've got here in San Diego. This eye chart up here, you can find this at startupsd.org, which is the website for Startup San Diego. And this is really like a great overview of all the different kinds of organizations that exist. And you can tell there's a lot more than we have room for to do lightning talks on tonight. So what we're going to do, next slide, Erica, is that we're going to go through kind of like two types of organizations that we've got in San Diego. The first one is going to be some community and low cost and free resources, paid resources. as well. And then and that's going to be kind of like community organizations and nonprofits. And then the second one is going to be a group of resources that are out there to help you grow your company and get it funded. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to bring up some representatives from some of these organizations, and they're going to talk to you about the businesses that they run, the organizations that they run, and how those organizations can help you. Afterwards, here's what I want you to remember, okay? Remember people that you want to talk to, because they're going to be mingling around out here, and they want you to come up and say hello, right? They said to me, they're like, Ryan, remind them to come up and say hello. And so I'm going to say, okay, go up and say hello. Do you guys want them to come up and say hello? Yes. Okay, good. Everybody's over here. If you can't see them, but they're in the green room, please come say hello. Okay, so let's see what our first organization is. All right, start building something. Whoa, look at that, it's me. Crazy. So you guys, I'm a little bit nervous tonight because I'm starting a new company. Just like, how many founders are in the room that are starting businesses right now? First of all, good for you guys, like right on. Me too. I spent the last 10 years as a managing director at Techstars. I've invested in just under 140 early stage companies. And is anybody familiar with Techstars? We run startup accelerators, right? And so what we do is we put great groups of people together and help them build great businesses. And when I left Techstars, I said to myself, well, now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna build a business, right? How do I wanna do that? I was like, God, it'd be awesome to have a group of founders surrounding me regularly that I could develop relationships with and go to for help. And I started looking around going, man, you know what I should do? I should build that. And so I'm starting a new company, it's called Founders & Co. And we're building a network of hyper-local private founder communities. Look around this room. You know how many, who wants to take a guess as how many people are in this room right now?
800.
How many? 8. That's a little low, but it's a great guess. There's right around 110 of you in here, right? Oh, there's exactly 85 people in this room right now. Thank you. Sorry about that, Austin. The idea behind Founders & Co. is that it is a small group of people, all founders and startup builders. And we have a clubhouse that we're building in Encinitas, California. That'll be kind of like a second workplace for you. So you can be a member at Kiln and then come to your clubhouse at Founders & Co., where you're going to see a room of people like this. But the big difference is you're going to know everybody, because every week we're going to have things that are going on. We're going to have founder dinners on a monthly basis. We'll have an annual retreat for everybody. I'm going to be there helping with all of the things that I've learned about how to help founders build great businesses. And so we're building our first location in Encinitas in 2026. We haven't opened yet. We'll be doing that later this summer. So what I would love for you guys to do, if this is something that's of interest to you, and joining a tight-knit, small, close, relationship-based group of founders, that QR code is going to lead you to our website, foundersand.co, which is kind of a dope URL, where you can put your name onto our interest list. And what we'll do is we'll reach out to everybody, we'll learn a little bit about you and your business, and think about how Founders & Co. can help you. And we're looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys around the Founders & Co. Clubhouse in Encinitas sometime this summer. Thank you, Brian. You're welcome, Brian. That was really good. You did a good job. Thanks. This is the first time we've done it. I was kind of nervous. Woo! All right. Thank you. Okay, I really appreciate you guys. You're very polite. Okay, next up, we're going to introduce our first lightning speaker. These are going to be 2 minutes. I told them that if they go over 2 minutes, I'm going to wave my arms. If they go over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm going to run up and give them a hug. And so our first lightning speaker from Startup Grind is Alexandra Renée Poelstra.
Evening, everyone. I'm Alexandra Renée Pucher. I am the chapter director with Startup Grind. And if you're not familiar with Startup Grind, we are the world's largest startup community, spanning over 150 chapters, 75 different countries, and over 5 million members. And basically our job is to make the startup journey a little bit easier. So whether you're a founder, VC, developer, partner, anyone in that ecosystem, we want to elevate you and help you get to your next level of whatever that venture may be. We host monthly events, everything from fireside chats to panels, workshops. We also host pitch competitions. We just had one last week at UCSD in the basement, where one of our San Diego startups is advancing to the finals, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, get some San Diego representation there. And then all of this comes to fruition at our big Startup Grind conference every year in Silicon Valley in April. So April 27th through 29th. There's over 5,000 attendees. We feature 150 different startups. So if you guys are interested in attending that conference, please let me know. I will get you some discount tickets. If you are interested in exhibiting, let me know and I will make sure you get one of those coveted 150 slots. There still are some left, so you can talk to me more about that later. And then if you want to partner with us, work with us, or volunteer with us, we'd love to have you. We're always looking for more people to get involved and more people to elevate the ecosystem with us. We're a very collaborative organization and we do lots of creative things. So even if you think, oh, I don't know about startups, maybe that's not my thing, you'd be surprised on who some of our most creative partners are. So you can go ahead and scan that QR code there. That'll take you to startupgrind.com/San Diego. Join our email list, see upcoming events, and find out more information. Thank you so much.
There's a lot of community organizations that are going to be talking tonight, and everybody's got something that they do a little bit differently. What's one thing that Startup Grind leverages that other organizations might not?
I think one of the biggest things that you can leverage from Startup Grind is that we are an international community. So some startups need resources that might exist outside the San Diego region. So if you take the time to connect with us, if you're traveling, going to different competitions, looking for different VCs that are maybe in different areas, we're really good about connecting people in those types of arenas.
Awesome. Thanks, Alexandra. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Next up, these are lightning. We're going to go fast. Our next speaker tonight, our next lightning talk giver is Dr. Breann from Qualcomm, presenting TIPA, the Inventor's Patent Academy.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. My name is Dr. Breann, and I'm a researcher, but today I'm here representing Qualcomm Academy through TIPA. What is TIPA? Has anybody heard of TIPA yet? I see one name. I see one name. Okay, yeah. Okay, so TIPA is the Ventures Patent Academy, and it is a free, everyone say free, online resource developed by Invent Together in collaboration with Qualcomm, which is America's top patenting organization. And so essentially, this tool has a few goals, which is that it demystifies patent process, it encourages innovation IP, and it creates value for patents by starting businesses and target entrepreneurs, startups, and technical entrepreneurs and students. So for this audience, I know there are a lot of founders and startup people in the audience, so startups with patents grow their sales by 80% compared to startups without patents. So I urge you to sign up today, scan this code, it is free. It's already been adopted all over the world actually, and at several universities here, CSD, SDSU, and San Marcos. So if you have any faculty members that want to give it to your class, your students that are STEM students or entrepreneurial students, please reach out to me. But before you do anything, scan this QR code because it is what? What's that word? Free. All right, thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Breann. Listen, so if somebody out here has a startup that wants to work with TIPA, like and implement that into their startup, how do they work with you?
Yeah, so you can work with me, but you don't have to because it's free. You can take this.
Free?
Yeah, you can take this QR code and you can sign up immediately. It'll just ask you for your username, password, and it is 3 modules. The modules do take maybe 4 to 6 hours, but if you keep this site posted, there is an updated one that's coming out next month that's in 90 minutes. And so it is an awesome resource for anyone on the spectrum of interested, someone who may not even think they're an inventor, to people who are already inventing to protect your patents. So please find me, but if not, scan that QR code. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Breann. Oh, yeah.
I've been noticing people taking pictures of the slides. I did want to say that we will make the slides available to everyone after
For
the
how
program.
much?
For free.
There we go. All right.
So just a heads up. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. I also want to say, like, these lightning talks are going fast, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. We're going to keep it going because that's what we want to do. I learned something new today. Our next speaker is Steve Sivitz from SCORE. Does anybody know what SCORE stands for? Neither do the people at SCORE. Now it's just like an exclamation, right? Like, SCORE! All right, anyways, Steve Sivitz from SCORE, you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan. I'm going to do what I tell all of my clients to do. I'm not going to read the slides. I'm going to talk to you about a resource that we have here, not only in San Diego, but SCORE is the country's largest nonprofit that supports entrepreneurs and startups. There are 210, 215 chapters around the country. San Diego is one of the larger chapters, 110 people, and we're one of the older ones, 57 years. We provide a lot of services to you entrepreneurs. And after 38 years in the communications business, 15 products, I decided I wanted to give back to the community and work with entrepreneurs and other people that are really working on starting a business or being an entrepreneur within a corporation, like I did. Within Qualcomm, I was an entrepreneur. So mentoring is one of the major things that we offer. And these are successful business people who have literally walked the talk. Okay? Every business needs business insurance. Every business needs business insurance. Forget that LLC or what it stands for. Every business needs business insurance. We've got people in our chapter that have spent decades running insurance companies. Okay? So SCORE is there to help you work through all the steps and all the questions that you're going to have. Not only do we do it with mentoring, but there is a whole series of workshops. Live workshops, online webinars, and there's also recording. We also have great community gatherings, okay, where we bring people like you together and you talk to each other. Believe it or not, you come away with a lot of good ideas at these networking events. Talking to each other about where do I find a good bookkeeper, okay, things of that sort. So SCORE is here to help you as entrepreneurs, small business people, get your product developed, get your business launched, grow your business, get your business out of trouble. Every business gets into trouble, by the way. So I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you, Rob.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. I was almost going to come give you a hug.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. Like, SCORE's got some really fantastic mentors, right? You guys do this as a nonprofit. How long could a founder work with a SCORE mentor?
Great question. As long as you feel it's beneficial, working with a mentor is up to you. How long you work with them, how often you work with them, how you work with them, face-to-face, electronically, etc. The mentor is there to work with you. No cost. And they occasionally will give you a hug or a smack.
We're the hugs, guys.
Thank you, Brian.
Founders, tough job. Thanks, Steve. All right, next up, representing the Better Business Bureau, BBB, Karen Bryant.
Good evening. I am Karen Bryant from the Better Business Bureau, and I'm going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. It's our BBB Breakthrough Accelerator. Breakthrough is a 12-week high-impact program designed for emerging small business owners who are ready to grow with purpose, resilience, and integrity. These are entrepreneurs who have taken the leap, they're generating revenue, they're building something real. But they're at a critical stage where hustle alone is not enough. They need strategy, structure, and support. That's where we come in. The program is delivered in person at our BBB campus because we believe growth happens face-to-face. It happens in conversations, it happens through accountability, and it happens when business owners realize they are not alone. Over 12 weeks, participants will receive an expert-led workshops covering financial foundations, branding, marketing, operations, leadership, and scalable growth strategies. We're giving you a lot. But it's not just theory. Everything is practical. Everything is applicable immediately. They also receive one-on-one mentorship, peer accountability pods, and direct access to trusted business leaders. We intentionally create an environment where entrepreneurs can ask honest questions, tackle real challenges, and make bold strategic moves in a space that's rooted in trust and credibility. What makes Breakthrough especially powerful is that many of our business owners we serve are building without consistent access to traditional resources or support systems. They may not have a board of advisors. They may not have big capital networks. They may not have that roadmap. We help provide the roadmap. By the end of the 12 weeks, they're not just working in their business, they're learning how to strategically lead it. They lead with stronger systems, clearer financial direction, deeper confidence, and a community that continues long after the program ends. And that's the heart of it. We're building stronger businesses so we can build stronger communities.
Awesome, thanks, Karen. Yeah. Like organizations change like over time. Like, so what is the BBB today?
We are not your grandfather's BBB anymore. So I know a lot of people are aware that the Better Business Bureau, we protect consumers, obviously. We make sure that companies through accreditation have promised to be ethical and do business the right way. But beyond that, we are a full service support system. We protect consumers, yes. We elevate ethical businesses, but we actively invest in small entrepreneurs and give them the way to grow with trust throughout the entire marketplace. So that is the work we do, and that's what we're proud of.
Awesome. Thanks, Karen. All right, you guys, we wrapped up section number 1. That's all of the local support organizations that we're featuring tonight. Is anybody out here raising money right now, by the way? Has anybody raised money in the past? Is anybody interested in kind of like finding areas where they can do that? All right, cool. We're going to introduce you to a few of those today. So we're going to start with our founders and funders ready to grow, and our first speaker, representing Janus Innovation Hub, is going to be Aras Sheikhi.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Clap it. Thank you so much. I'm Aras, CEO and founder of Janus Innovation Hub. Do you know what's the meaning of Janus? This is the name of the Roman god, the god of beginning and transition. That's exactly what we do here. We support early stage startup, mostly first generation immigrants, and help them to turn their idea into impact. That's what we're doing here in Janus. We have four programs right now in Janus. One of them is supporting, this is my signature, our first generation led startups. The other one is Next Orbit. We call it Next Orbit. This is the opportunity for near VC investor ready startups to raise funds. We support them, we connect them to the different kind of sources. The other program that we have and we are running with Vanderbilt University is related to autism and neurodiversity related startups who serve these communities. And the other program that we have is Oasis BioBridge. This is the a bridge really for connecting startup here in San Diego in bio and medtech to the opportunities, to the investors, strategic investors, to the industry partner in Saudi Arabia. That's the other program that we recently launched with Saudi Arabian Innovation Centers in bio and med. That's all. Anything else? Yeah, there we go.
That was lightning. I love it. Now, you talked a little bit about Oasis BioBridge, and everything comes about because founders recognize like a gap in the market.
Yeah.
Can you talk us a little bit about the gap that you saw, right, and how you guys differ from traditional services in that area?
Yeah, we kept seeing that the startup in bio and medtech, they're in failure because of lack of prominent team, lack of money or something. They mostly fell because they couldn't find the right partners to implement, to adopt their technology into the real markets. What we do is debottlenecking this kind of things in their pipeline to support them to find the right partner in West Asia, specifically Saudi Arabia. That's all we do in this program. That's awesome. The main things that we believe that stand out of the crowd and make us totally different with our competitors.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. You can follow Janus Innovation Hub in LinkedIn. We have an up and running website. Everything is super updated. Thank you.
Camera. Adjusted.
We have to test the camera, you guys.
Yes, that's the camera.
All right, does it work now? Can you see me in there?
Nose hair.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool, you guys. Next up, one of the most venerable institutions in San Diego. So to introduce Shane Moise from UCSD.
It's great to be here. Hello, everyone. If we haven't met before, I'm Moise. I'm at UC San Diego. We just recently launched the Horizon Accelerator. It's one of our flagship programs for the entire campus, and a new effort actually that's meant to engage the full region. Do I need to stand like more? Right, nice. I move around a lot. Okay, so in any case, so a few kind of quick stats. UCSD typically is putting grants to work in the tune of $1.7 billion a year. That $1.7 billion gets funneled out into research labs. We're funding in that neighborhood around 5,000 to 5,500 different projects on campus. That's health, human sciences, therapeutics, drugs, new battery technologies, what have you. That is all stuff that sits in the laboratory on campus. Very often, not very often, it should, more likely, get out to campus in some way and with each of you. Founders, innovators from our region, living, experiencing problems, developing solutions. We want to pair that expertise with what you all are working on. So the two QR codes that I have up here, one is find an expert. You have a question about wildfire observational drone technology. There's someone working on that at campus. So this one on this side takes you to profiles.ucsd.edu. It's a keyword search, looks through every publication ever, and will tell you who's working on it. And with that information, then reach out to me. Reach out to our team, myself and Roxana. We also keep a database of around 1,700 companies that have been established or built by faculty, staff, or alumni. So we want to know who you want to work with, how can we help? In terms of who the program is for, Horizon is for students, founders, recent alumni who are looking to drive revenue or raise capital. And come. Really the idea is just do what you've done here tonight, show up. Be a part of what we're building here, just like you've done with Startup 10 years.
Awesome. Thanks, Shay. This is a new effort from UCSD, yeah?
It is.
So there's a lot of other programs on next to UCSD, there's a lot of other programs in the region. Like, what makes this new program at UCSD stand out from those others?
We're great at building more silos. I think for us, we want to put to work the research in the labs, our relationships with federal government and investors to work with all of you. I think that's the part that makes this really different, is the reach out into community, the open door, so to speak, that says, come work with us.
And this is for people who are UCSD affiliated in some way, alumni.
And that was the old hat game was, you have to have some affiliation, you have to be an alumni, but the idea now is, if you've hired a student, you have an intern, or you want to work with a researcher on campus, we want to make sure that collaboration, that work effort together is successful.
Awesome. Any UCSD alums in here, by the way? All right, there we go.
Right on.
Sweet. All right, thanks a lot, Shane. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Next up, stoked to introduce you to Trey Braquet from Connect.
Hello, everybody. My name is Trey Braquet. I'm the Chief Brand and Engagement Officer at Connect Foundation. So Connect's been around for 4 years. Before we had this, coined phrase of, startup accelerator, Connect was the one paving the way. So in 1985, we got our start out of UCSD and really started with this concept of how do we help this entrepreneur take a company from San Diego and make it global. So we've been at this for 40 years. We were there in the very beginning of the creation of Biotech Beach to the dot-com era and watching things boom. At one point in time, in the early 2000s, you could actually find Connect in over 50 different countries around the world. You could find us in Japan with our sister city there in Yokohama, all the way to Estonia, with the idea that Connect was the model for which innovation can succeed. And when you set up these innovation ecosystems that are built upon collaboration, we all benefit from it. So with Connect, our real hope is the idea that we have programs such as Springboard and Cool Companies here to really help our companies really get awareness and a platform so that they can continue to grow. So what our hope is that, we all share a lot of the resources here in San Diego, but how do we help elevate each other to that next level? And so I think with what we want to do is we really want to have it be an open door. And so for us, it's really about what are the problems, we want to listen to them, we want to hear you, and then let's try to make actionable solutions off of them. So that's a little bit of what we get up to in Connect, and come find me and let's have a conversation.
Awesome, thanks, guys. There's a lot of different founders out here, and Connect does a lot of really nice stuff. Like, who is it that's sitting there saying to themselves, you know what, I should go talk to Connect for help?
You know, I think that this is probably one of those misconceptions that we have from our past, where it was like, you had to be at X stage, you had to be a little bit further, you had to already get, you know, X amount of money in funding. What Connect really wants to do is we want to help everybody. So the idea is if you're struggling and you're an entrepreneur, hit us up. Come find us. We have the resources. We know the right people. Many of them are already in this room, and we love collaborating. So if it's not us, we'll put you in contact with the right person. And very true to our name, we'll make sure that that connection is there.
Awesome, thanks, I really appreciate it. You guys, let's see, like, has anybody been to a Connect event? Like, one of the really, really, like, vibrant and awesome, long-time supporters of the San Diego ecosystem here. So if you haven't been to a Connect event, find your way to one. They really do a terrific job in this ecosystem. So thanks, Ryder. All right, next up, we've lost our slide. Okay, it's coming back. Even better than the slides, you guys, we have real people with microphones standing in front of you, talking about what they do. Like this real person, Cathy Pucher, who runs all of the entrepreneurship programs in San Diego State, and is here today to talk to you about SDAC.
All right, let's talk about SDAC. We don't need a slide to do that. First of all, the website, sdac.sdsu.edu. So SDAC has been around for 8 years. Anyone here heard of it? San Diego Angel Conference. Excellent. So it's been around for 8 years, and for the first 6 years it was at USD, and then it transitioned last year to SDSU. So this is the second year that we will be hosting it. And we have 2 opportunities that I want to talk about. The first opportunity is for founders. So founders, early stage startups, located anywhere in the United States, supporting any thesis, can apply for funding. So last year, the investment group that is around San Diego Angel Conference invested $440,000 into 3 companies. And in prior years, it's been as high as $775,000. So if you are a startup and you're seeking funding, this is an avenue for you to pursue. The application is due on March 5th. I have been asked several times how much effort goes into that application. There's a 1-minute video, you need an updated pitch deck, and then there's some questions that come off of the pitch deck, and then you're good to go. As you move through the funnel, more time is invested in presenting to the group, in answering Q&A, and eventually through due diligence if you become one of the 6. If you apply, and there's a small fee of $49, you are invited to a reception that we're having on Friday night at SDSU from 5 to 7. You'll have an opportunity to meet some of the investors that will be doing the evaluation. You also receive an invitation to the finale, where we showcase the top 6, and after 2.5 months of efforts and evaluation, the group makes an investment decision, and it's announced at that finale on May 29th. Again, at SDSU. Got it. Okay, we have another opportunity for accredited investors. Accredited investors who are interested in learning more about investing. We have what's known as the Angel Academy. If Benton is in the room, I'm told that he came up with that term. And it's been many years that this has been a tradition with SDAC. It's a full day of learning. It'll be emceed by the fabulous Neil Bloom, who is one of the most prolific people in the San Diego startup ecosystem. And we have speakers like Ashok, who comes from New Fund, who will be talking about San Diego investment trends and why they matter, and a lot of other really great topics. So it is a free event. If you are interested in attending, you do need to be, it's open to accredited investors, and then anyone that applies is welcome to join us from 5 to 7 for the reception. So we do have a booth hosted by the fabulous Jed Patel, and come talk to us and learn more. Thank you.
Cathy.
Wanted to hug. If I ran over,
She's like purposely wasting time. She's like, I'm going to talk for 10 more seconds. Thank you, Cathy. Appreciate it. You guys, I know that we took the slides away from you for a second. There's some lovely scenes of some of the other kiln locations around the country. Not the snow, that's not us. But this is a QR code if you are interested in learning more about Angel Academy. Any angel investors in the room? Okay, founders, look around.
And Peter, I want to say, I went through the academy last year as an investor, and let me tell you, it was tough, but it was really good, and I learned so much. It's kind of like after a workout or a hike. I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's really, really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great to hear. And if you are a founder that's interested in applying to SDAC, that's the code on the right there. So that's the winner from last year. That's Riku Beverages. You can find them at Sprouts Markets around San Diego. All right. We've made it to our last lightning talk. And so I'm stoked to bring up Andy White from Buyback Ventures.
Thank you for having me. I came prepared for a slide fail, and I'm a walking billboard. Just in case, appreciate you getting them back up. Buyback Ventures is a new funding program that we've created for bootstrap founders with LLCs. And I don't believe that's a phrase that you've probably heard much about, but we are trying to make it a thing. Just to put it into perspective, how many people here would consider owning 95% of a $20 million company a life-changing event? Anyone? A few? Okay.
So people are guys are liars. Every single one of you.
Yeah. So that's a part of what we're trying to help make happen. We've all been told that if you're going to build a startup, then you have to become a C Corp and go on the venture capital treadmill, which admittedly we do that as well. But with the new program, we have a collaboration with Crescent Ridge Ventures and Kesha Ventures, which are both seed stage investment firms here located in San Diego. And the idea being that we want to help create many more really great businesses. The way this works is we do our initial investment, and then we set a predetermined value on the majority of our equity, so that over time, the company can buy back that equity, and then the founder ends up owning 95 to 98% of their business. This helps align the goals of the founders with investors for the first time. When you get into venture capital, the only way investors can get a return is if you exit. And so the only two options for founders are to either raise more money so that you have more time, or to sell the company so that the investors are able to get a return. With our program, we're all focused on one different thing, and that is high quality additional revenue, because we want the company to be able to have the resources to buy back our equity and to get us out of the company, and then keep control in the hands of the founder where it belongs.
Awesome. Thanks. So, Andy, Crescent Ridge and Kesha have two really great local early stage funds. Like when you think about how people think about new businesses, team is one, you've got that. One of the other things we think about is kind of timing. Like, why is now the right time for a new fund like Buyback?
Yeah, you're absolutely right about team. Allison and Maria and Tina over at Crescent Ridge are great partners in this. It gives us a tremendous amount of depth and breadth to our experiences in working with a variety of different businesses. As far as timing, we're all hearing, and I think we're being affected by the fact that with the rapid shift in technology, there's at least pressure, if not an understanding of how we can do more with less. And so in knowing that, what if we start creating many more smaller companies that can be very specific in their goals and in what they're trying to accomplish? And so we think the timing of this is now, so that we have the infrastructure support for those types of businesses, instead of only having an option to try and swing for the fences and hope that you become, the next great tech monolith.
Which you might. I'm sure they're in here. Whoever it is.
One or two of you are in here. The rest still have
There's
other
37 millionaires in here. So Andy, thanks a ton. Appreciate it. You guys, that's our last lightning talk. Big round of applause for everybody who came in today. Here's the one thing that I want to take away from this, is that there are a lot of really fantastic organizations around San Diego that exist with a shared purpose of helping founders build great businesses. And when I think about that landscape, especially as somebody who's been as deeply embedded as I have for the last decade, I like to think that all of these things work cooperatively, right? Like, these are not competitive organizations that are fighting with each other. Every single one of those organizations is out there because one of you has a good fit with one of them in a way that best suits them to help you. And one of the things that I hope you guys walk away with from here tonight is an idea of who it is that you want to go and follow up with afterwards, who you want to talk to, who you want to ask more questions of, because you think that they might be the one that can help you. So when you walk out tonight, go walk around, find Andy at Buyback, find Karen at BPB, go find the folks that resonated with you and ask them questions. You can come find me. Founders & Co. has a table out in the courtyard. I'll be there afterwards. But thanks for coming in tonight.